Here's probably something you didn't know. Bleed does not affect the vigilance. Check it out. Also check out the 417k crit. Build video first and then PvP gameplay. Enjoy.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your man KleverThumbs, and I'm back with some more Division 2 content. So I just do want to apologize because this build was actually supposed to be out like 2 weeks ago, but kind of been snoozing on it. So I really do apologize. Also, I want to say thank you for all the fans, the haters, the commenters, the people who come by the streams and just sit there and lurk and don't comment. Nah, I'm just kidding. You guys are more than welcome. But to everybody else who shows support, who doesn't show support, I really do appreciate you guys for stopping by and recognizing the channel. Couldn't be here without you guys, but let's get right into it. Now, like I said, this is one of my top tier best assault rifle builds for PvP, and let's not waste any more of your time. But before we do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and also check out the Discord as well. Let's get it popping. So this is actually going to be pretty much one of the strongest AR builds. As you guys can see off rip, I have 1.3 million armor. My FAL, if you guys don't know what the FAL is, I'm going to show you right now, is 108k. That is right. This bad boy is critting pretty high. So let's get right into the build video. So first off, and for starters, we're going to start with the specialization. This is probably going to be your best bet. Why? Because you're going to be able to use your skill as a shield, which gives you that amplified bonus damage per enemy standing in front of you when you have your shield out. Also, it's going to help you to be able to proc in sync. If you guys don't know what that is, we're going to break it down for you. The armor kit still works really good. It's not OP, it just still works for 10 seconds. It's probably the best med kit in the game. And for PvE, you still get that armor break. So whenever you're doing content, PvE NPCs do catch on fire, the nearby ones at least. But the specialization here is what's going to make this entire build really good, as well as the build with the specialization, vice versa. So the FAL right here is a pretty damn god roll. 15% assault rifle damage, 21% health damage, and 10% damage to targets out of cover. Thank you, Grunt, because he actually dropped this for me, because he already has one like this. All I had to do was roll in sync. If you guys don't know what in sync does, you use the skill or damage an enemy with the skill, and if you shoot them as well, you're gonna get 30% weapon damage. So it sounds complicated. All you have to do is pull out your shield and start shooting, and bam, you get 30% weapon damage. Now it's kind of powerful. It's probably the best weapon talent in the game right now. In sync is going to be your best way to go. Secondary is going to be the exotic assault rifle, which is the Eagle Bearer. This thing is pretty nice. Tenacity is amazing on it, but it can also kill you, so it's like a double-edged sword at the same time. But this is actually going to reduce like 80% of your damage, and if you get 3 kills, then all 100% of that damage is gone. So it's pretty cool. But the FAL definitely shines. I've tried the police M4, I've tried the FAMAS. It just, I don't know, I've tried it and I was like, damn, man, I wish I had more damage. I died because, you know what I mean, I was testing out new things. I picked up the FAL, haven't used another gun since then. This thing is shredding on this build. There's no other way to go but the FAL. You guys can go with whatever you want, higher RPMs, it's up to you. Now moving on to the exotic piece on the build, which is actually going to be the Coyote's mask. And if you guys aren't aware of the Coyote's mask, this thing comes with weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and you can put whatever mod you want on here. I am missing some crit chance here and there, so if I do find those pieces, I'm able to put critical hit damage here. Pack instincts, pretty much depending on the enemy that you're shooting, the distance of the last enemy you hit is what kind of procs you're going to get for you and your allies. So 0 to 15, which is close quarters, you're going to be 25% critical hit damage for the entire team. If you're shooting mid-range, which is pretty much what I'm doing all the time, 15 to 25, you're going to get 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. And if you're shooting really far away, 25 meters plus, then you're going to get 25% critical hit chance for the entire team. This is really good. It's probably, obviously, I would say it's the best in slot for the mask, because I don't know of another mask that's better than the Coyote. So most of this build is best in slot pieces, but we're going to break it down for you. So this right here is actually the assault rifle chest piece Fenris which is going to give you that 10% assault rifle damage. And also the talents on here are Spark. Before you guys start going off saying, oh, you're using that broken Spark build, I'm actually going to tell you something better than Spark, which technically Spark is broken, but hold on, let's just talk about this right here. So you got 170k armor for the core attribute. You guys can run this however you want. I wish I had critical hit chance right there. I'd be able to take off critical hit chance mods off my gun and put more critical hit damage there if I had the critical hit chance here, but I don't have critical hit chance on here, so I have to use the 5% critical hit chance on the gun. So I'd be able to get more critical hit damage, and for the mod is 11.6 critical hit damage. Talent Spark, damaging an enemy with a skill increases total weapon damage by 15%. Yes, that sounds right if it worked like that, but it doesn't. All you have to do is shoot an enemy and you get Spark. It's kind of like shooting an enemy, you get the first half of In Sync. It's pretty much, it's broken like that. So I mean, there's other things that's broken, like that that backpack that gives you that amplified damage to satisfy enemies. There's other stuff, but Spark is also broken along with a couple other things in the game. But Spark, if you guys don't believe in Spark, don't want to use Spark, you guys can use Unbreakable. You don't want to use Unbreakable, you want more damage, then I got a better talent for you. Come on down over here in my inventory. Bam, put this bad boy on. Now you have 170k armor, 11.3 critical hit damage, 5% critical hit chance, and Obliterate. If you guys aren't familiar with Obliterate, this did get a buff. It used to be 15%, now it's 25%. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, stacks up to 25 times. So this is technically actually better than Spark. But the thing that makes Spark broke is that Spark actually gives you that initial 15% damage off your first bullet. You don't have to work for your 25% like Obliterate. So for now, Spark is the absolute best way to go. I don't know of another chest piece talent that'll give you weapon damage off rip. So moving on to the holster, which is a Grupo Sombra, it gives you that 15% critical hit damage, 13.8 weapon damage, 11.8 critical hit damage, and 4.7 critical hit chance. You want critical hit chance and critical hit damage because you're using an assault rifle and you already have 0 crit chance when you start off with the AR versus the SMG, which comes with critical hit chance. Moving on to the knee pads, which is the Fox's Prayer, which is actually the best in slot. Like I said, a lot of this build is best in slots. It's just common sense. I'm pretty sure most of you guys can make this build. You're gonna thank me later. This thing does 1 million crits to NPCs and 300,000 crits to people on the body or the head sometimes, depending on who and what you're shooting at. But Fox's Prayer is the best in slot for the knee pads. 11.3 weapon damage, 8% damage targets out of cover. The damage targets out of cover is actually multiplicative, which is what makes this the best in slot piece. 12% critical hit damage is what I have here. So a lot of critical hit chance, critical hit damage on this build. Again, moving on to the Contractor's Gloves, which is the best in slot piece. 8% damage to armor, it's multiplicative, and you do want it, some armor. You guys can probably do 1.5, you guys can go 1.1, you guys can go 700k, it's up to you. But this is good for PvP right here. I survive a lot. Like I said, Contractor's Gloves, that damage to armor is going to help me out tremendously, and 10.7 critical hit damage is going to top the build off as well. Moving on to the final piece, which is the Seska, 170k armor, 10.5 critical hit damage. If I had critical hit chance here, I'd be able to free up some more critical hit chance somewhere else and put more critical hit damage on here. But 11% critical hit damage is my mod, and Vigilance increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables this buff by 4 seconds. So as long as you keep getting shot, that timer kind of keeps refreshing. So it kind of sucks, but Vigilance is actually really good. And I'm going to tell you exactly why, because you're actually going to be using the holographic distraction. Now if you're using this, it's going to help you on PvP tremendously. If you're going to PvE, you can use whatever you want, but I suggest the assault turret. The assault turret is going to be like it's going to be like an automatic beacon for NPCs. They go for the turret. They don't really even worry about you. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the same mechanics, except for that the turret shoots back and the decoy just sits there. But like I said, for PvP, the holographic distraction decoy is really good. And like I said, the striker ballistic shield for that amplified damage, which gives you 11% damage bonus per enemy in front of you. So if there's 4 enemies, that's 44% more weapon damage, amplified at that. So that's pretty much the build. It's really awesome. It's amazing. 108k FAL. This thing is badass. 41 critical hit chance, 160 critical hit damage. Like I said, I could have more critical hit chance and more critical hit damage on this build if I topped it off. 41% critical hit chance is okay, because if anybody's really close, I'm just going to get more critical hit damage, which is fine. 41 critical hit chance is fine with me. That's the lowest I'll go. Maybe I'll go 35 sometimes if I'm really like hurting on the build and I don't have the right pieces, but for the most part, you want 40%. I have 41, so when I shoot somebody mid-range, I'll have 51 critical hit chance and 170 critical hit damage, because I'm going to get 10 critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. Also, if anybody is super far away, then you already know I'm going to have 66 critical hit chance, because you get 25%. So I'm already going to be past the cap, which is 60. That's more than enough. 40 crit chance is amazing. 160 crit damage is pretty badass as well. I could get more crit damage from the gun attachments itself, but I had to use crit chance here and there. So this build is amazing. I highly suggest you to try it. It's really good. This thing melts a million crits to NPCs and minimum 200,000 to tanky players. 1.8 players get shredded by this build all the time. Shotgun players hiding behind the shield, if you can land those headshots, it's a wrap. I'm trying to tell you guys, this is the best assault rifle build for PvP right now. So really do appreciate you guys for stopping by. This is your man KleverThumbs, and I'm signing out. Peace. Oh my goodness, look at these crits. I got 3 of them, bro, already. You guys not lagging at all? Ate 'em. Got him. X-rated. $430 grunt.